If you're watching this right now, chances are you got that dream, that fire in your chest to play football not just for fun, but maybe, just maybe, to turn it into a career. And I get it. You watch the Champions League, you see Mbappe roasting defenders like they're cones at training, or Haaland smashing goals like he's playing FIFA on rookie mode, and you think, yeah, that's gonna be me one day. But here's the brutal truth. Most beginners get it totally wrong from day one. They jump straight into fancy stepovers, they spam skills like it's FIFA Street, and then they wonder why the coach benches them or why their career never takes off. And I don't want that for you. So today, I'm going to give you 5 things every footballer needs to know before playing football as a career. But inside those 5 things, we'll cover 7 techniques and principles that can literally make or break your journey. And no worries, I'll throw in some training drills you can start today. Because I'm not here just to hype you up. I'm here to make sure when you step on the pitch, you're ready to dominate. First off, let me ask you something. Do you know why so many talented players you grew up with disappeared? That one guy in your area who was so good, people said he'd be the next Messi. Where is he now? Probably working at a bank, selling sneakers, or worse, still telling people at the bar, I could have gone pro if coach hadn't benched me. Yeah, sure, bro. And I could have been Batman if Gotham had better job openings. The truth is, talent alone doesn't cut it. If you want football as a career, you need to approach it like a career. You need mindset, technique, and discipline. And that's what we're unlocking today. The first thing, master the basics before the fancy stuff. This is where so many beginners screw up. They see Neymar juggling the ball like it's attached to his brain, and suddenly they're trying to rainbow flicks in their very first game. Bro, calm down. Before Neymar was Neymar, he was a kid mastering the basics. Passing, trapping, first touch. Here's the first principle. The ball is your best friend, not your enemy. If you can't control it, you can't play. Period. Think about it. When Xavi and Iniesta played for Barcelona, they weren't doing circus tricks every second. They just passed and moved, like they were playing piggy in the middle on God mode. That's what destroyed teams. So, how do you train this? Simple drill for you. Grab a wall. Seriously, a wall is your new coach. Pass the ball against the wall 100 times with your right foot, then 100 times with your left. Focus on controlling the rebound with your first touch, keeping the ball close. Sounds boring? Yeah, it is. But you know what's more boring? Sitting on the bench because you can't control a ball under pressure. Now here's a funny analogy. Imagine you're on a date and someone hands you a glass of wine. Do you smash it on the floor? No, you'll hold it gently. That's how your first touch should be. Soft, controlled, respectful. Don't treat the ball like it owes you money. So that's technique number 1, ball control and first touch. Now the second thing, fitness is not optional. Here's the second thing most beginners ignore. They think football is just about skills, but let me ask you, what's the point of skills if you're gassed after 10 minutes? You can't dribble like Ronaldinho if you're breathing like a vacuum cleaner by halftime. Principle number 2, your body is your engine. If the engine dies, the car doesn't move, no matter how shiny it looks. Look at Cristiano Ronaldo. The man is in his late 30s, yet he's still out-sprinting defenders half his age. Why? Because he treats his body like a Ferrari. Sleep, nutrition, gym, conditioning, it's all part of the game. So, here's a drill you can do right now to start building that engine. Set up 4 cones in a square, about 10 meters apart. Sprint from cone 1 to cone 2, then jog to cone 3, sprint to cone 4, jog back to cone 1. Repeat for 10 sets. This drill builds stamina and speed variation, the exact thing you'll need in a game when you're chasing the ball, recovering on defense, or making that explosive run. And let's be real, if you're still struggling to run without getting tired, you're not ready for a career. Football isn't chess with cardio, it's a non-stop sprint, jog, tackle, sprint again. Your lungs better be ready. Funny side note, you ever notice how the guys who complain about running and training are always the ones who gas out in a match? Bro, it's not magic. If you don't put fuel in the tank, don't expect to finish the race. So that's principle number 2, fitness and conditioning. Now the third thing, mentality is everything. Now let's get into the third thing, and trust me, this is the big one. People think football is all about talent and fitness, but let me tell you something, mentality separates pros from amateurs. Principle number 3, pressure doesn't break you, it reveals you. I'll give you an example. Champions League 2012, Didier Drogba, Chelsea against Bayern Munich. In Munich's home stadium. Bayern's fans are screaming, Chelsea are basically hanging on for dear life. And then, out of nowhere, Drogba rises up like a superhero and heads in the equalizer. Later, he scores the winning penalty. Cool as ice. That's mentality. That's what it takes to shine under pressure. So here's the drill. Not for your legs, but for your mind. Next time you train, imagine every drill is being watched by scouts. Every pass, every shot, every sprint, treat it like it's the last one before you get signed. Force yourself into pressure situations, like 1v1s with someone faster or penalty kicks when everyone's watching. Because if you can't handle pressure at training, forget about handling it in front of 40,000 people chanting your name. Or worse, chanting against you. And look, if you ever feel nervous before a game, here's a trick. Instead of saying, "I'm nervous," tell yourself, "I'm excited." The body feels the same way, it's just your brain flipping the script. So that's principle number 3, mental toughness. So far, we've locked down 3 huge principles: ball control and first touch, your bread and butter; fitness and conditioning, your fuel tank; mental toughness, your secret weapon. And you're probably thinking, okay, coach, I get it, but when do we talk about the fun stuff, the skills, the passes, the glory goals? Patience, my friend. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither is your football career. In part 2, we're diving into the next techniques that'll make you not just a good player, but a complete player. We'll talk positioning, decision-making, discipline, and the one thing scouts look for that 90% of beginners completely ignore. But before we go there, let me leave you with this. If you're not training your basics, your fitness, and your mentality, then everything else you do on the pitch is just decoration. Don't be the guy who looks good on TikTok but disappears in real matches. Be the player that makes the coach say, "I can trust this kid." Stick with me, because in the next part, we're going to build on this foundation and show you exactly how to turn yourself into a complete footballer. Now, remember what we said. Football is not about just looking fancy. It's about building layer by layer. We covered 3 absolute fundamentals: ball control, fitness, and mentality. That's the foundation. But now, let's step it up and talk about the next key things you must know before football becomes your career. These are the things that separate just another kid kicking the ball from a player coach's fight to sign. The 4th thing, positioning wins games. You know what beginners love to do? Chase the ball like it's candy at a kid's birthday party. Everyone's just swarming, no shape, no awareness, and by halftime you look like you run a marathon but touch the ball twice. That's not football, that's chaos. Principle number 4, positioning beats speed. Think of Sergio Busquets. The man looks like he's running in slow motion half the time, but he's always in the right place. Why? Because he understands positioning. He cuts off passing lanes, he gives his teammates an option, he never wastes energy. So here's a drill for positioning that you can practice even without a full team. Mark 3 spots with cones, forming a small triangle. Start in one cone, pass the ball against the wall, then quickly move to the next cone before the ball comes back. Your goal is to always show for the ball, like you would in a match. This builds the habit of movement and awareness, not ball chasing like a dog at the park. So a funny side note, if your coach has ever shouted, "Stop running like a headless chicken," yeah, he's talking about you. Positioning is what gives you a football brain. So that's our 4th technique, positioning and awareness. Now the 5th thing, decision-making, separates amateurs from pros. Here's the fact, scouts don't just look at how many stepovers you can do, they look at what decisions you make with and without the ball. Principle number 5, smart players last longer than flashy players. Example, Andres Iniesta. The man wasn't the fastest, he wasn't the strongest, but he was a genius. He always knew when to dribble, when to pass, when to shoot. And that's why Spain and Barcelona dominated world football with him pulling the strings in midfield. So here's a drill for decision making. Play small side games like 3v3 or 4v4 with restrictions. For example, 1 touch only or maximum 2 touches before passing. This forces you to think faster, read the game, and improve your vision. Because let's be honest, anyone can hit a long shot once in a while, but making the right pass in the 89th minute when everyone's tired, that's what makes a pro. So that's principle number 5, decision-making under pressure. Now the 6th thing, discipline, your silent weapon. Now let's get real for a second. Discipline is the unsexy part of football. It's not a trick, not a highlight, not something you can flex on Instagram, but without it, forget a career. Principle number 6, talent might get you noticed, but discipline keeps you there. Think about Cristiano Ronaldo again. Yes, he's insanely talented, but what made him a legend? Discipline. Every single day. Training, recovery, diet, sleep. The man skipped birthday cake for abs and goals. That's why he's been at the top for almost 2 decades. Discipline is not just showing up for matches. It's showing up for training even when you're tired. It's saying no to partying the night before a game. It's doing that extra sprint when no one's watching. So here's your discipline drill. Set a training schedule for yourself even outside of team practice. For example, 20 minutes of juggling, 20 minutes of wall passes, 20 minutes of fitness. Stick to it every day for 2 weeks. No excuses. Track it in a notebook or on your phone. If you skip a day, don't lie to yourself, write it down. Because the truth is, if you can't control your habits off the pitch, you'll never control the game on the pitch. And I'll say it bluntly, plenty of talented players never made it because they preferred pizza and PlayStation over discipline. Don't be that guy. So that's principle number 6, discipline, the invisible skill. And finally, the last one, and this might hurt some of you. Football is not about you. Yes, you heard me right. It's not about you. It's about the team. Principle number 7, a career in football depends
on what you bring to the team, not just what you do for yourself. Look at N'Golo Kante. He's not out there doing 12 rainbow flicks or posting goal compilations every week. But ask any coach, any teammate, Kante is priceless. Why? Because he does the dirty work. He supports the team. He makes everyone around him better. And trust me, coaches and scouts love players like that more than solo dribblers who lose the ball every 5 seconds. Here's a teamwork drill you can try with your mates. Set up a 5-pass rule in small games. Your team must complete 5 passes before you're allowed to shoot. This forces everyone to move, communicate, and play together. Another one, play rondo, the classic piggy in the middle drill. Don't treat it as a joke, treat it like it's Barcelona training, because that's exactly how they built the best team in history. So yeah, you want to shine? Shine by making your team better. That's how you become unforgettable. All right, let's take a deep breath. You made it through all 7 principles. Let's do a quick recap. 1. Ball control and first touch. 2. Fitness and conditioning. 3. Mental toughness. 4. Positioning and awareness. 5. Decision-making under pressure. 6. Discipline, off and on the pitch. 7. Teamwork above ego. These aren't just tips. These are the pillars of football as a career. Without them, you're just another guy kicking a ball at the park. With them, you've got a shot at building something real. And let me drop this final truth bomb. Football isn't fair. Some players will get chances you don't. Some will get picked even if they're worse than you. But guess what? If you master these 7 things, sooner or later, an opportunity presents itself and you'll be ready. Because let's be real, bro. Scouts don't care if you can rainbow flick your grandma. They care if you're consistent, reliable, disciplined, and smart. So, don't waste your time just copying skills from YouTube. Build the complete package. Be the player that coaches trust, teammates love, and opponents fear. Now, here's what I want you to do. Go outside today, not tomorrow, and practice 1 drill from this video. Train it until it feels natural. Then, come back and work on the next one. Do this daily, and in 6 months, you won't just be a better footballer, you'll be unrecognizable. And hey, if this video fired you up, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and drop a comment telling me which of these principles you're going to start training today. Remember, discipline, mentality, and consistency, that's what makes the difference. Now, get out there, train like a beast, and I'll see you when you're ready to turn those dreams into a career. Oh, and one last thing. If you ever catch yourself chasing the ball like a headless chicken, just stop. Just stop.